Have you ever heard whispers in the dead of night, coming from the very toys meant to comfort you? Tonight, we're diving into a spine-chilling tale of a doll that isn't just a doll. Keep watching if you dare. This isn't your typical bedtime story. Forget the comforting lullabies and sweet dreams. Instead, picture this: a doll with eyes that seem to follow you, a voice that whispers your name, and a presence that turns a warm, cozy night into a living nightmare. Are you ready to be haunted? Let's begin. It all started on Emily's 10th birthday. Among the pile of brightly wrapped presents, one stood out, a beautifully crafted porcelain doll with an eerie, lifelike gaze, a gift from an eccentric aunt who lived in a distant, mysterious town. Emily, enchanted by its delicate features and realistic eyes, named her new companion Annabelle. But Annabelle was no ordinary doll. From the moment she arrived, strange things began to happen. At first, they were small objects slightly out of place, the feeling of being watched, whispers that could be dismissed as the wind. Emily's parents chalked it up to an overactive imagination and the excitement of a new toy, but Emily knew better. Weeks passed and the incidents grew more unsettling. Emily often woke up to find Annabelle in different parts of her room, though she was sure she left her on the shelf. The doll's eyes, once a beautiful blue, seemed to darken with each passing day, as if absorbing the darkness around it. Emily's dreams turned into vivid nightmares, all featuring Annabelle moving, talking, and sometimes even threatening her. One night, Emily woke to the sound of soft footsteps. Her heart raced as she scanned the room, her eyes adjusting to the dim light. There, standing by her bed, was Annabelle. The doll's tiny hand was outstretched, pointing directly at Emily. Terrified, Emily screamed, waking her parents, who rushed in to find nothing amiss, just a doll lying on the floor. As the days turned into weeks, Emily's parents grew concerned about her worsening nightmares and sleep deprivation. They decided to take Annabelle away, locking her in the attic. But even there, the doll's influence remained. Emily heard scratching sounds above her room at night, and sometimes faint, distant giggles. Desperate, Emily confided in her best friend, Sarah. Together, they researched the doll's origins, discovering chilling legends about dolls being vessels for spirits, both benevolent and malevolent. Determined to get rid of Annabelle once and for all, they sought the help of a local folklore expert, Mrs. Winters. Mrs. Winters listened intently as the girls recounted their story. She warned them that if Annabelle was indeed possessed, getting rid of her would not be simple. They needed to perform a cleansing ritual, one that required immense courage and precision. On a stormy night, with the wind howling and rain lashing against the windows, Emily, Sarah, and Mrs. Winters gathered in the attic. The air was thick with tension as they prepared for the ritual. Mrs. Winters drew a circle of salt around Annabelle, lit candles, and began chanting ancient incantations. The room grew colder and the candles flickered violently. Annabelle's eyes seemed to glow with a sinister light.
Suddenly, a deafening crash echoed through the attic, and the doll moved. It twisted and writhed as if fighting against an invisible force. Emily and Sarah held hands, their hearts pounding in unison.
Mrs. Winters' voice rose above the chaos, commanding the spirit to leave the doll and return to where it came from. The temperature dropped even further, and a piercing scream filled the room. Then, as quickly as it began, the chaos subsided. The candles burned steadily, and Annabelle lay motionless, her eyes dull and lifeless. Emily and her family decided to bury Annabelle in a remote location, hoping to leave the horrors behind. The nightmares ceased and life slowly returned to normal, but the experience left an indelible mark on Emily. Some nightmares are all too real. For more spine-chilling stories like this, make sure to subscribe to Creeptale and click on the next video.